So one of the hardest parts of putting a new tire onto an existing rim is when you go to remove this tire, before you do, you have to break the bead, which basically means you have to let the air out, and then you have to push the sides of the tire, these are the sidewalls, down enough to pop them off of the rim to where you can start taking it off. Now, usually people would do something like go get a Harbor Freight manual tire changer, which is a system that can help you break the bead that way, but it still requires setup. There's something that you probably already have in your car, or can get at a junkyard for like $5 because nobody wants them. And it's your factory scissor jack. The factory scissor jack is located in your trunk or cargo area depending on your vehicle. A bottle jack would also work for this as well. The jack I'm talking about is, for me in an Accord wagon, is underneath my cargo trunk, stashed underneath this corner here. Just kind of loosen it and it's tension fit. This is a Honda scissor jack. I prefer these for doing this specific thing because they have that curve there and defined edges, which will help in this instance. On this car, I'm going to show you on 90s Hondas how to do this, but also give you some other tips as well. This same type of logic will apply to just about anything, and I'll show you some different variants that you can use. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let the air out of the tire. So we got to have it completely deflated. Of course, obviously before this step you want your car jacked up and then put your spare on, or have it on a block while you do this, because if this is the only jack you have, then obviously something's got to happen so that you can use it for this. But anyway, so I've got my so this is a valve core tool. These come in many different shapes and sizes. You can get them just about any auto parts store. And we just remove the core out of the valve stem. What that does is just let all the air out of the tire through the valve stem without regulation, so that it's nice and easy to get completely empty. So here's a tow hitch on the back of an RV that would probably work. Here's a tow hook for all of our Jeep people. That would probably work. An old school balancing bar for like towing trailers and stuff. Any of these types of things. Even that mount for a bumper, or if you've got a solid old school metal bumper, this will work on too. This is what a Civic's tow hook looks like there. So what we'll do is take this, put it under here, and we're gonna fish this in. This. Okay, cool. So this is what this looks like. We've got the notch lined up here, and we've got the scissor jack on the sidewall of the tire, just off the rim a little bit. And you want to off the rim, that way you don't accidentally like bend your rim or something. And this will work for steels and mags. You just gotta be careful. But essentially, when this turns, which I don't have my factory turny bit, so I usually just use like a regular tire iron or something. You could even use a screwdriver, just stick it through and turn it. And that will raise the car up just a little bit, but it will push down onto the tire. And as it pushes down on the tire, the weight will settle and that'll break the bead. And you just keep going until that tire slips down. And there is a point where you may have to bring it down and adjust it a little bit back onto the further back of the hook, just depending on what you're working with. But that's the logic that we're employing to break the bead on this tire. So like with this, I'm going to use something extremely simple, just a screwdriver here to start this off. So and it can be stubborn sometimes. It helps if you have soapy water to put around the rim as well. But I'm gonna do it dry just to see how this goes, because you may not have soapy water on hand just to get the bead broken. I'm gonna take a minute, step on the back of this a little bit. And that thing is still on there. There it goes. And just like that, the bead's off. Now we can back it off by hand because the pressure's relieved. And you'll want to kind of go around the tire, and now that that's loose, you can push the bead down, push the side of the tire down to make it come loose from the rim. And that's this side done. Now we do it again for the other side, which, before I forget, I'm gonna put a cap on my valve stem so that I don't get dirt in it or anything. And the jack might try and get stuck, so and kind of wiggle it a little bit while you move it. And it's out. That is one side. Now we'll do the other side. And this one's going to take a little bit more because it's deeper on the back. Yeah, There it goes. And we go around and there's the tire free. So now if you're looking at it, the tire's popped. It's loose from the rim now. So now you just come back up in here and loosen this back up. Cool. And that is how you break a bead on a tire without a tire changer, and even without a manual tire changer, with what you may have around already, which is your factory scissor jack. If you don't have one of these, you can get one for like $5. Local junkyards or whatever, you can get them for under 20 for sure. These are supposed to come with your car factory, but I know a lot of used dealerships are crooked and take them out. You can also use a bottle jack too. You could just sit one of those on here and put it in between there as well, because a lot of cars do come with bottle jacks nowadays. Like Toyotas, I think the Toyota Tundra, and I think a lot of the Ford pickups come with, or used to come with bottle jacks. I don't know about now.